So, welcome everybody to the first round of the Team Spin Motorsport Rallycross Championship here at Lydden Hill. We've just seen the first practice session, which was interesting and quite messy. All five guys in this are in 5 different cars. So we have representation from Honda, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Renault and Mini. And yeah, this should be interesting to see how this goes. So these will all be random grid, no qualifying, and the points will be in order of 8 points for the win, 6 points for second, 5 points for third, 4 points, 3 points, 2 points for up to 6 cars. And here we are with the first race. It's Lee and Danny on the front row. You can see the guys loading up their setups, ready for the start. I can almost guarantee that by the end of the first lap, none of those cars will be recognisable. So take a quick look at them now. Take perhaps a long, hard look actually. Photographic memory helps, and then we'll try and work our way, muddle our way through this, and see if we can work out who's doing what as we go through. So, as we say, Lee on pole position. Danny alongside, a lot of Brave alongside in the Volkswagen. The Renault of Andy and the Honda of Apex Ski in 4th. We're ready for the start of the race. Lights on. Creeping. Lights out and away they go! Was there any jump start? I don't think there was. Mark very slow away in the Mini from the back. 2 of them going off on the Joker lap already, and that's the Honda and the Renault. This is fascinating to watch already. 3 of them actually. Mark has joined them in the Mini, and actually the guys did look quite clean up. The cars are still recognisable. Out in front we have got Lee and we have got Danny, and let's go on board with Danny because this is going to be an absolute beat of the race, I think. So we have got Danny chasing down Lee for that victory, so it's Mercedes leading, Volkswagen in 2nd place, and we've got the other 3 guys behind. There goes Lee straight over the grass onto the tarmac. Danny tries to actually take the track correction, and Lee goes for his Joker lap. So, Lee crashes hard on the Joker lap, and we now look to Apex, who is in now 2nd position after Lee's accident, and he's really pulled away from the other guys. In fact, Apex is now up under the lead because we didn't see Danny go off. Danny's now in 3rd with a rather tatty looking Volkswagen. He smashes the windscreen as it nosedives, and these guys now going up the hill side by side. We know we've got Apex out in front, and this is where the race is at. We also haven't seen much of Andy. Andy's in 2nd place, 2 seconds behind Apex at the moment. We'll switch to him in a minute, but these guys battling it out over the final podium position, and this is just quality to watch as they fly up the last corner. Brave doing a good job of keeping clean on the track there. I see in the background Mark not taking quite the same level of care as he rejoins the tarmac quickly, and Apex, here we go, race leader in the Honda. This is where he wanted to be. He does love Hondas, and in the background you saw Andy going sideways. He's trying to chase him down in that Renault. Fantastic looking front end. That won't last till the end of the race, that's for sure, but those teeth really showing a menacing face on that car as he tries to hunt down Apex for that first inaugural win. We'll go on board with him. Flying through the last corner over the start-finish line. Now, I think it was taking the Joker laps, and he crashes, small crash, managed to get it back going again. Apex, you can see in the Honda, disappearing up the road slightly. He's taken another half second out in the last lap. A little bit further back now, and we are with Mark in the Mini, also looking much tidier than it was in the practice session, so that's good to see. And he's looking good actually at the moment, and bearing down on him is Lee. I'm not quite sure how Danny has ended up in 5th and last. I think he jumped part of the circuit, so I think this is lapped down. So he's going to try and unlap himself. Real aggression on the front end of that car as he hits it into the corner, and he's chasing down that Mini. This is good to watch. Almost loses it as it pushes so hard, and then they go to the first turn here. Lots and lots of dust being kicked up, and these guys give it a rear bumper missing off of Mark's Mini there. Sorry, no it's not, that's just a paint job. excuse my poor commentating there, but what we will say then is Mark's car in fabulous condition at the moment, although things might change if Danny ends up clattering into him, but he keeps it tidy, and Mark loses it in the background on his own. So we're now going to go back to the front because things are hotting up, or are they? As I say that, the gap had really closed up, and now it's massive again. I suspect Andy had quite a moment, because we're now up to 5.5 seconds. It was down to about a second. That looked like it was worth watching, but not for now. And Apex comes up the hill. We've got 6 minutes remaining. That Honda looking really tidy, really nice job. Probably the only car without any damage. I suppose Andy's is not looking too bad. He had a bit of an excursion with the barrier earlier on. A bit of scrape on the left hand side there. Leeds Mercedes looking quite crumpled. Look at the smashed Mercedes emblem there. And I think every piece of glass on the right hand side is smashed as well. So you don't get extra points for that, Lee, but good try, good try. Mark's Mini still looking quite neat. It's missing the front bumper, exposing some of the plastic in the radiator grille there. Mechanical failures of course turned off, so that's rather helpful, because otherwise I think most of these guys would be in trouble. He's carrying 20 litres of fuel left. Mark's got 22. They're all carrying about the same amount of fuel. They've all put out for about the same. Danny actually carrying the most fuel of them all, running in last place, I think after accidentally skipping a lap due to an off-track excursion. But the aggression on that car shows that he's pushing quite hard. It's looking interesting. And there's nobody really close together now, so we're going to go on board with the race leader. Now this Honda engine sounds fantastic. Let's just go quiet for a moment. And it really does rev very high when you compare to some of the other guys. Andy in second place, Renault, so a little bit more lower pitched, and you can see Danny just ahead is unlapping himself in a much more raspy sounding Volkswagen. Mark's Mercedes going a little slow there, perhaps he had a bit of an off-track excursion, not quite sure, but this is it's looking okay for Mark at the moment. Lee doing a good job in third position. And he cuts across the grass and then heads up the hill towards the hairpin. Now the field's really stringing out now with 4 minutes to go. Apex with a commanding lead, 7 seconds in the Honda. The Honda now looking a little bit tatty. He's clearly clipped something somewhere because that front bumper was not hanging loose earlier, and it is now. But he's controlling that car beautifully, and that really is flying out the corners. He's controlling that very nicely indeed. And there's Andy, who has also had his front bumper removed, so a little bit of weight saving. It's competition here obviously between him and Danny as to who can shed the most weight the quickest. These guys not actually racing for track position here, but they are the closest two on track, and Danny clouts the tyres, a bit of lag there, and gathers it back together. These guys are really close on track. So these guys are a lap difference, but this is well worth watching because they really are close, and we might have to flick to Lee and Mark shortly because Lee and Mark are very close in totality. But look at this, great racing out of there, both keeping it very clean and tidy. So Apex, who set this fantastic championship up, he said, "Oh!" and as Andy loses it into the almost into the tyre wall there, almost into the barrier. And Mark in the Mercedes has got up and past Lee, so Lee has had an issue, or not been as quick as Mark, and the Mini is now up into a podium spot. Not too many seconds between Andy in second though, and Lee in fourth. It's just about 10 seconds, 9 seconds between them. So we'll see how that goes. There's only a couple of minutes left, so it'll be interesting. As I was saying, Apex set this up and has made it clear that there are potentially penalties to be handed out for driving, but how on earth you monitor it with the leeriness of these cars, I never know, but it does look like the guys have been very respectful when they have gone past. There's Apex absolutely caning it out of the first corner. Looking good for the inaugural win, but you never know with these cars. One brief spin and you've had it. So, Danny seems to have taken the Joker lap once more, and he's ended up side by side with Andy all over again. Andy in second place, Danny in last. Did Danny push Andy off? I don't know. That was a bit, that might have to be reviewed, that one, but obviously if there was any issue there, Danny being a lapped car, probably shouldn't get involved with that one. And Lee and Mark still relatively close together, and again there's only 8 seconds between second and fourth position. Andy loses it again. This is critical. Andy, who wanted that second place, and Mark has gone through. Mark has got through in the Mini. The Mini is up to second and a commanding second, and I think Andy could end up losing the place to Lee. No, Lee's a bit further back now, so Lee's had some lead handing off. But out in front, there is no doubt who's going to win this in the Honda. It is Apex. I think he's got 1 lap or 2 laps left to go. The front bumper's still hanging off, but that is the worst bit of damage really on that car. Apart from the cracked windscreen, many bits of cracked glass actually. The more we look at it, the worse it looks. So we won't dwell on that too much. Mark in the Mini absolutely launches it over the grass, and he wants to try and catch up. He's not going to catch 18 seconds over that. A big accident for Apex, I think, in the last lap or so. But he cuts a few yards of grass just to try and pull himself back. And Andy's had a big off there. Oh, that was so close. That was so close, and Lee's lost it as a result. Oh no, there's carnage on the last lap. There's absolute carnage, and Lee, I think, in the Mercedes. Oh, Lee's now a lap down. I thought Lee was going to take second place, but he's a lap down. Apex, he's our race winner. Well done for winning the inaugural race. He's somehow lost his front end on the last lap, and there's all the plywood exposed on the front of that car. Mark finishes second, and Andy does get a fine third, so that is your podium. Danny ends up fourth place after it looks like Lee also got a missed lap, a skipped lap. So Lee picks up the final points. So there'll be 8 points for Apex, 6 for Mark, 5 for Andy, 4 for Danny, and 3 for Lee. And here is confirmation of your race result coming up now. So the best laps there, all in the 38 seconds, so really good to see. Fastest of them finished last with a 38.2, and that was Lee. Marginally quicker than Apex, the race winner.